Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and usually after a few days we do a meta dive, a review of everything going on since the latest expansion. But I feel like with the, sentiment in the community, with everything going on, with the just bad decisions that Blizzard has been making, I thought instead of just making a meta overview, talking about how this is one of the worst landing expansions ever. It's not breaking the game, it barely has made a dent. Only a couple of outliers are really frustrating people. We will talk about that. We will go into how this is one of the worst expansion launches ever in a different way than being broken. But I want to go over more so of why Hearthstone, to me, feels like it's in its darkest period ever. We've had times where the Battle Pass controversy was really bad and people were up in arms. Ironically, that happened when the Dark Moon Fair launched or was going to launch, and now we have the Dark Moon Fair prizes with the pet, or the whole Blitzchung incident where they basically had to, Blizzard had to apologize to like Congress and the government for trying to censor free Hong Kong and all of that stuff, right? There have been dark times, but right now, I feel like we are at one of the worst times ever where the game is outright pretty awful. The monetization have hit disgusting new lows due to the management decisions of instituting deceptive gambling tactics in Hearthstone for God knows what reason, besides greed, of course, and other things like the monetization of the arena, and just there doesn't seem to be a positive right now. And of course, for creators like me and other people really involved in the community, letting their best community manager of all time seemingly walk for no reason, and we still haven't heard anything back on literally any of these issues. And it's really damning. It's really scary for the future of the game, especially the card game market in general, where Marvel Snap is atrocious as well. Shadowverse has been having its issues. It's a very tough time to be a card gamer. So we're gonna go into all of these things and what's going on. And as always, you want to support the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, enjoy the content on the channel, please hit that sub button down below, give the video a like. It just, helps keep everything going in case Hearthstone goes another way and we got to figure something else on the channel, because I'm not just a Hearthstone player, I am a video game player, but I'm going to ride this out until the end and try and sell. There's still a great game here. Don't get me wrong. I love Hearthstone. I still play every day, but something has got to give. So I tweeted this out the other day. It resonated pretty heavily. I didn't see, actually I had like quite a lot of likes, that this is the darkest time in Hearthstone history. Leadership is destroying the game with horrible monetization decisions. The expansion hasn't landed well at all. We'll get into that in a little bit. And we have no communication or community manager because of reasons. Bring back Hat and make a public apology, executives. I want leadership to step up. That's what my thing is. It keeps falling on other people, and now there's no one left for it to fall on. Their community manager isn't there right now, at least the most vocal one. There are people working behind the scenes. I do want to say they're not as publicly out there, but they're basically working extra jobs at once now, which is not fair to them. I'm sure they're not being paid more. Where's the director? Where are these people that are instituting all of these terrible decisions? And I will say, Zeddy did say their community manager still, and Hat did chime in. He's still out there. I talk to him mostly every day. I sent him a picture of Nova today. It was awfully cute. I'm saying very good ones that deserve a lot of credit for both what they've done and what they're continued to do. And I did reply with, we're missing the community manager. Hope you can return soon. So what's been going on in the Hearthstone world that's so bad? And the thing, I've been getting really weird comments from some people, like, how can you be against monetizing cosmetics, right? We now have this new cosmetic pet. How can you complain about a cosmetic and monetizing? Nobody is complaining about monetizing cosmetics. They are complaining about the predatory gambling system that is incredibly misleading, where on average you're going to spend $158 to unlock this thing, but it makes it look like you can unlock it for a couple of bucks if you just do another pull. It should just be in the shop separately, even if it was $50 or $60, which is grossly overcharged. I don't think many people would complain. They would do the usual laugh like, can you believe it? It's that expensive. But at the end of the day, it's just a cosmetic. At least it's not predatory in the fact you know what you're getting, you know what it costs. But no, that hasn't been good enough. So whoever's making these decisions up top decided to implement a gambling system. and they keep pumping out these tweets, and they keep ratioing Play Hearthstone, where they're saying, yeah, no ordinary pet, he roars, he stomps, he loves a good head pat. And I said, funny how the price of $158 isn't mentioned in these posts. So at one point I had like them doubled, and yeah, a lot of people in there. It's just, there's so many negative comments on every single one of these posts. People are not stupid. It's gross, and they don't seem to care because they keep like doubling down. They have the whole cinematic, which was horribly received. Clark in there showing, you know, speak with your wallets. Don't, you know, purchase all of that. I think there was one more, one king, many skins, and it even shows swipe to evolve King Crush. I didn't quite get the ratio. I was a little late on this one. It was a little late, but I said the only thing you could actually swipe to evolve it is that credit card. And yeah, Baby Bear, I feel bad for King Crush. He deserved better. Her dreams, my dreams, reasonable price had his back. Here we go again. Like, it's just pure negativity. Even people are showing with this post, I'd be willing to spend money on the pet, not a problem. But they have this gambling thing they are doubling down on. That's also to talk about the arena, which has the crowd's favor gambling, which they've added as the main incentive to play high stakes arena, where you have best of 13% chance to pull 1,000 gold, which I am now. I would like to inform everybody, I have had 35 runs where I've had 6 wins or better, which means I've had 35 attempts at getting the crowd's favor. I am 0 and 35. Gambling is fun. I love losing all the time, right? So it's just turning our game into something disgusting that we don't want. This is typically relegated for those mobile, really predatory games that Hearthstone has never really been. It's been mobile, it's got pretty expensive cosmetics and stuff, but it's never been outright predatory. But with the new direction, we've hit that, and it continues. It's been escalating for the last like nearly 2 years since leadership change. When Dean Ixar Ayala left the team and we got Tyler Bielman as a replacement, we have seen it get progressively worse and worse. Last year was the worst year ever in Hearthstone. It's actually outdoing it. We're outdoing everything. And let's talk about the other tone deaf thing. Everyone in the community really upset about Murloc Paladin. What does Play Hearthstone tweet? The Murloc tide is rising in the Lost City of Ngoro. It's time to dive the Galaka depths. I swear this is not a fake post. Start your quest for just 1 mana, summon 5 Murlocs, and unlock a game-changing power boost. Your entire Murloc swarm gets +1/+1. And yeah, we got the 500 like to 250. I've been really frustrated with their socials. I'm trying to whip them into shape. I swear this account is just trolling at this point. And I'm not just crapping on every tweet they make. They had a cool post about Elise. I love Elise, so I like that. That's fine. But stop trolling us, you know? Celebrate Elise. It's a really cool card. She'll show up in my crafting guide this weekend. I feel like it's symbolic of how out of touch like the marketing, the directors, the executives of the game are, that they think this is the advertising, this is the messaging that's going to inspire faith in their game and get people excited. $158 pets and a quest that people, I can't count how many Reddit threads there have been about it, for an expansion launch that also hasn't been great. We'll talk about that at the end. I'll leave the meta deep dive in a bit. The last thing I want to say before we get into that is things are so bad on every front, with the community management situation, with the monetization effort, with marketing, with the game itself, that Ben Hearthstone, one of the most positive, awesome content creators out there, he tweets all the time. He has like a Patreon, I think he has Hearthshare or something like that on Instagram. He's an awesome dude, super duper positive. Tweeted this: taking a break. I am taking a break from posting Hearthstone content after ridiculous ads announcement that his contract was let expire. I don't feel motivated to post Hearthstone content. I'm not boycotting Microsoft Blizzard Hearthstone. I still love Hearthstone and will be playing. I want the game to succeed and to go on for years to come. I just will not be promoting the game for a while in a protest to the baffling decision to not renew Hat's contract. As myself and countless others have said, Hat is the best person in Hearthstone, best person Hearthstone could have, representing the community and communicating with the player base. He is the lifeblood of Hearthstone, in my opinion. I'll likely be back at some point posting Hearthstone content again, as I love the game and interacting with you all in the community, but I'm not feeling it right now. Do you think, I wonder how he's feeling even after all this, right? Oh my God. TLDR, I'm taking a break for posting Hearthstone stuff because I'm upset how Hat's employment has been handled. And yeah, when Hearthstone Top Deck summed it up pretty well. Come on, Blizzard, when you make Ben stop posting about Hearthstone, you know that shit is serious. And that was on July 1st. We're 10 days removed. Zero word on Hat, zero word on the monetization, which he doesn't mention any of that stuff. This is purely Hat, but I gotta give a shout out to Ben. The things are bleak, things aren't great. And yeah, let's get into the elephant in the room, the expansion. I want to show you this image. This is hard to read. That is the Splendiferous Whizbang. That card there, it's bad. It's made up of random decks, pretty awful. Look what it's better than. It is better than the new Questin Mage, the new Questin Warlock, the new Questin Shaman, the new Questin Demon Hunter, Hunter, Priest, Rogue. It is better than almost every quest deck. If we look at HS Replay, front page, I have seen stats I have never seen before. I can never recall a time, not even day one Demon Hunter was anything like this. It's crazy. Where Paladin is #1 across all ranks, it has dropped. It was at 60%. It's down to 56%. But we basically have half of the classes in the game across all ranks at 40% or lower. I rarely see a class 40% or lower. We have 6 of them. 6, that's unprecedented. And you look at the meta itself, the reason I'm leaving it for last is there's not a lot to talk about. It's terrible. Like, there is nothing new to play. Everything is the old aggro decks, or like we made a video of like the old stuff will dominate. It's dominated in a way I was not expecting. But yes, the top deck, we have aggro, 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 aggro. Oh look, spaceship, starship stuff. Then we have the new deck, which is just a pure scam deck where you can play Ceaseless on turn 3, and that deck's falling. Quest Paladin, which is falling down more and more. And that's it. Everything else is old. There is almost nothing new. Bandage Priest is new, another solo player experience, which I guess will probably move up after the next patch, which is really gross. We have more OTK. Cycle Rogue is back. It's all this non-interactive garbage. There's no value. There's no fun. There's just no fun. It's missing fun in this game right now. To me, none of these decks are fun. I'm back in the arena because I can actually play Quest Warrior in Arena, new cards in Arena, and believe me, the monetization has issues there, the power level's insane, but it's nothing compared to this expansion where they want to lower the power level, and I've been harping for that. I'm happy for that, but as I said, you can't just release mostly really weak cards and expect the old stuff to just go away. It doesn't work that way. You have to dial everything to be within range. That's why I thought we should get a large patch before this expansion. And on top of that, look at how bad this stuff is performing. 29% Quest Warlock, 40%. I gotta show you, bronze through gold. Quest Rogue is probably the worst archetype of all time. Like, it is unbelievable how bad it is. 23%. That deck is that bad. Because first, the quest reward is actually good. I'm still gonna say shuffling the ninjas and getting card draw is great, but you have to shuffle 5 different times, and there are no good shuffle cards, and most of them just put crap in your deck. So you're putting crap in your deck to get a later payoff when you're dying to everything. You're dead. You're just dead. You're always dead. So it's kind of a problem. That might be a video for another day, but all the quest decks just get obliterated by all the super overstated aggro stuff with perfect card draw, burn. It just can't compete. So without dialing the stuff back, the new stuff has no chance to succeed. The only thing that's working that's new is the Quest Paladin, which is Paladin and Druid have completely warped the meta where it's pure aggro to beat it. So it makes these look worse than they are, where people can't play literally anything else or they get dunked on by these decks. And it's just sad. It's really sad. And I want to really crap on, like, do they not balance test? Do they not test stuff? And I was gonna go more on that route, but I thought about something, and I thought about how unusual and bizarre this is. Like, we've never seen anything like this before. Like, these numbers are absolutely nuts, and it made me think that I don't think they actually got to do their job, right? We have this leadership team that is aggressively pushing monetization more and more than ever, right? The pets, the arena gambling, they pushed all these new systems, they delayed it too. Remember, they were so scrambling behind. They were so behind. They even had to delay the arena and pets by quite a bit. The thing I want to talk about, I don't think I can blame the devs that much for releasing such a crappy expansion in terms of balance and testing, because I doubt they had any freaking time. Remember, like, the Murloc quest, we saw different versions of it. There was even a Reddit thread of all these different versions of cards from not very long ago, because they were scrambling last minute to try and get things to a level that they thought would be all right. Because if you forgot, this was the shortest expansion cycle ever. There was a month cut off. That's why we had that weird mini set release. We had all these weird balance patches, and it led me to tweet this out. I want people to remember this, that the dev team had one less month than normal to prepare this expansion with this shortened release cycle. They also implemented the new arena and a ton of resources. We've seen that. A ton of resources into that stupid pet. I don't want to call the pet stupid. I like the pet. The stupid monetization around the pet. Do you think they actually put extra staff? No, there was layoffs recently. There's no way they got extra help. So they had a 25% of the time of a normal expansion where they barely can write like a balance test before. Usually it's a disaster to begin with. Can you imagine when they're understaffed, overworked on extra stuff, and they got to pump it out? That I can't really put this that heavy on the devs, where it's more leadership pushing and trying to get way too much for obviously way too much money back. That, yeah, we have seen the release of, I would say, the sloppiest first release of an expansion ever. Like, it's just clearly undercooked. It clearly was not ready to be released in this state, and it shows where we see these numbers we've never seen before. So I just want to put that out there, that if you want to put some blame, and I'm not trying to suck up to the devs, this is how I see it. I could be totally wrong. What I see is leadership keeps pushing and pushing, not caring about the quality of the game, about what people perceive of the game, of what people value with the game. It's all about pushing as much out as possible for the most amount of return as possible without giving a damn what we have to say about it. So much so that we are at a point where I can't even really communicate any of this to them, because they didn't even think it was worth their time to extend their community manager to communicate these awful, awful things. Like, what is going on? And that is why I truly believe this is the darkest time in Hearthstone's history, and I am very concerned. They got to pull out of this somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen. I think that the director of Hearthstone needs to make a statement, needs to start speaking to the community, and needs to divert off of this gambling garbage, whether it's the arena, whether it's cosmetics, get ridiculous hat back, get things back to where things used to be, because the game hasn't been dying. It's been doing fine, and they're doing their best to kill it. And I am worried that they will genuinely kill the game with the decisions they've been making lately. It's brutal, it's awful, and I do want us to get out of there. But I will leave you guys with this one last thing. I saw this on Reddit. It was hilarious. Someone actually posted the successful quests of this expansion with menagerie mugging side quests. Have 3 minutes to play, reward, kill your opponent, and my personal favorite of the bunch, 1 mana, enter a lost cause, quest, survive, reward, die trying. Please, Blizzard, get your head out of your butts, give your team the support they deserve, and start talking to us. We are your customers. We're concerned. Please correct the course. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.